Hey you guys, it's me Kiana coming at you again today. Um, we're going to be doing some cooking today, so I will be doing a cooking video. So if you want to cook along with me, that'll be great, and we'll be doing that later. Right now, I just want to do some girl talk right now because we did the real talk yesterday with the men, couple style, with a guest. Right now, I just wanted to be us. And as I'm going along and talking to you guys, I will be um, just putting some little finishing touches on Pootie's little costume. I'll show you guys. This is his costume that one of them I made. So I'll be just putting some finishing touches on it. It's going to be um, straps onto it so he can wear it. But again, this is just one of his costumes. Anyway, if you want to know more information about that and how you can turn this into a toy box, I already have a video. I think it's 2 videos before this one. Alright, so today I wanted to talk to you guys because a couple of people had asked me about my ex-husband, the leprechaun. And I wanted to talk to y'all about that. And the reason why I wanted to talk to y'all about it is because I know there's a lot of women that make these mistakes. They just don't talk about it. And sometimes I talk about things to A, so people can see that they're not alone. B, so people can see how to that they can get through stuff. And C, I talk about it so that people that haven't encountered this can avoid it. Okay? I think that that's how you can help women. Because a lot of things can be avoidable. And a lot of things, yes, women, we don't want to listen to our friends about. We be like, no, not me, that wouldn't be me. But guess what? It may not be you today, but it could be you. Okay? Because men sometimes do play a lot of head games. And you just don't know it, but they do. Even if they love you. It's not that they're playing a head game because they are trying to get over on you per se. It's just that they're human just like us. And we all going to try to see how far we're going to be able to go. Also, sometimes men, believe it or not, even your own man, jealousy sometimes comes into play. And I know you're thinking, no, not my man. My man wouldn't be jealous of me. He supports me. Yeah, sometimes he do get jealous. Because, again, they're human just like us. And you cannot say a man can't feel these emotions when you, in fact, feel them at times. I mean, why do you think that he can't feel those emotions just like you at times can? He's human. There's nothing supernatural about a man. And if you put all your trust up in a man, you're going to be sadly mistaken. And this leads up to my ex-husband and I. Now, I call him a leprechaun, y'all, because for one, he was real little, short. And y'all can say what y'all want. We all talk about each other. That's just reality. It's just a time and a place for everything. And you shouldn't talk about people, all out in public or in their face. But if you behind closed doors and you vent, and you can talk about people. We all do it. Okay? So I call him a leprechaun because of that. And because leprechauns try to steal your Lucky Charms. And that's what he tried to do with me. And that's one of the reasons why I closed down my daycare. Okay? Now, if y'all see me looking down, it's because I'm using one of my nail pens, glitter pens, and putting some spinners on his wheels. Can y'all see the little glitter I put on his wheel? He riding spinners. Anyway, spinners are so played out, ain't they? Anyway, so yeah, about the ex-husband. Let me tell you why I married him. As you all know, I married him young. Now, when I say young, I think people are misunderstanding that I was young as well. I just wasn't as young as him. So I wasn't technically robbing the cradle. It's not like me now who's pushing 40, married a man that's 18. No, 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 no. Or I was almost 30, marrying a man 18. No. I was 21 and I married him when he turned 18. Okay, so that's a little bad. But given the fact that he raised himself since he was 14 on his own, I mean, when I say on his own, literally had his own raggedy apartment and everything. Because his mother was on drugs real bad. Okay? And then he was in the military and all that kind of stuff. So he had a different maturity level, or so I thought, than the average guy. So that's how he wiggled his way in. Now, I want y'all to know why I married him and why I hope you guys are able to avoid these kind of issues. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't attracted to him. I barely liked him. He was a total opposite of everything I liked. But he also met me at a time where I was a little unsure of myself. At that point, I had Nene. She was a baby, and it just was a time and a place where I can't say I was totally vulnerable, but I can say that I wasn't mentally the woman I am today. Meaning I wasn't as strong. I wasn't as independent. And although I'm not totally independent, because I think that's I think when people say they're totally independent, we all are dependent on someone at some point in time. From birth, we're dependent on the mother to take care of us. You know, and if you live into be an old person, at some point you're going to need people to help take care of you once again. So even from birth to death, in some way, shape, or form, we're all going to be dependent on someone. And that's actually how it was supposed to be, even biblically, because that's why the concept of I am my brother's keeper. Okay? Enough about that. But I was at a place where I wanted to belong to someone. And I wanted to have the family unit that I saw on TV and that I thought was so far-fetched in my community to have. So what I did was I sought out to create this unit that I never saw in my circle and in my community as I grew up, when I was growing up. So because of seeking it out, I basically went for anybody that would somewhat fit the mold and that I could shape into somewhat of that mold. And everything was all good in the beginning, because I did find that we were wonderful business partners. He owned we opened my daycare up first, and then he was I can't take this away from him. He's a computer genius. Okay, so he made good money after he got out of the military. He was a subcontractor for IBM and also Social Security Administration. So really good money. Gave me the opportunity to be able to open up my daycare. Okay, once we opened up the daycare, was really successful at that. He opened up his computer repair shop. Okay, so we were wonderful business partners as far as concepts of how to open up a business, run a business successfully, sustain a business, all those kind of things. Our minds were even level at that point in that area. As far as romantic relationship, that was a negative. And this is how we had our marriage. He didn't venture off on dating anyone else, I don't believe. And trust me, the stuff I done said to him over the years, he would have told me. That's why I had somebody else on the side. Trust and believe me, he would have told me that. Um, he, but he did what his love and passion was computers. So that's why I don't know much about computers, because I hated computers so long, you guys, that I was totally turned off until like maybe last year with computers. So because of seeing him being so obsessed with it, and that was he did that so much in our marriage, it literally turned me off of computers, and that's why I've always been turned off, because of him. Um, but that was his love, and that's what he turned to in order for our relationship to have some point of happiness. And I turned to food, and that's how we rolled for the duration of our marriage, which was about 6 years. Okay, so we that was basically it. I I tell people about the trying to find love issue. It's okay to try to find love, because we all want that. It's a human emotion. It's a human need, a human desire. But just be careful about who you're trying to mold into, or just be careful about loving people because you think that they're going to be the all and be all in your life, because that actually does not exist. To have someone that's so compatible with you that you will never have any issues, any struggles in your relationship. Also, be careful with being needy, because I was very needy. I was very clingy, and I was very needy. And the reason why I clung to him was because he allowed that. And not only he allowed that, he thought that that was normal himself. So that's why I grabbed him in a sense and married him, because I knew that I could be needy, clingy, and all of that, and he would roll with the punches, so to speak. Our relationship hit a rocky road because he became at a certain age, and he, in a sense, stuck his chest out and grew up as a man. And at before then, I had to run everything. I had to do everything. I had to tell him when to do this or that. So I was so used to being the dominant one in the relationship that when it was time for him to grow up and be somewhat of a man, or what he would call being a man, whatever he thought that meant, when he did that, we butt heads too much, because he was trying to be the dominant figure, I was trying to be the dominant figure, and we both butt heads. So that's how the marriage ended. But I'm just telling you all this because my mistakes don't have to be your mistakes. You can recognize if you are trying to grab somebody because you are needy or clingy, and that person is like that as well, or because that actually that's not love. Okay, just because somebody's clingy to you or needy to you, that actually usually means that it's not about love at all. It's about some deep desire inside of them that they feel as though they have to grab a hold of you. And grabbing a hold of you, hun, don't necessarily mean they love you. So, and especially not in love with you. And that's the problem I had, because I was not in love with my ex-husband at all, in any way, shape, or form. And so, I hope this has helped somebody. Even if it didn't help, it gave you a little bit of insight on my life, my mistakes that I've done, things I've learned. You'll see that this is why I can recognize certain things in my relationship, and hopefully, go away from that way of thinking, because I'm no longer that person. So I thank you all for viewing. My next video will be us cooking and getting down in the kitchen. So, alright, y'all. Love you all so much. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for commenting, subscribing. Be blessed.